Disney Springs, used to be called Disney, Downtown Disney. And why here? Because I just finished a day of training, doing day one of our Remarkable Leadership Workshop. So I'm excited to be sharing with you tonight. This is the third week in a row that we've done an RTV Live, specifically based on the article that came out on my blog this morning, and it was in our newsletter. So if you're here live, awesome. If you're here later, welcome. So if you're here live, a couple things I want you to do. I want you to tap on your screen, and when you tap on your screen, you'll see the little hands go up, and it makes me feel good. So I'd love that. If you're watching this later, you can't do that. I mean, you can tap your screen. It's not going to do anything. But anyway, I'm really glad you're here. And I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about our article today based on the question that started it all. And I want to just say a couple other things. That if you're here live, I want you to feel free to send a message, ask a question off on the side. My eyes are good enough that I can read that, and I'd be happy to answer, any questions that you have. And I want to hope that you'll accept my apology for the lighting being less than awesome. You know, in hotel rooms, sometimes, you don't have great lighting, and so I had to sort of make a makeshift spot here. Spent a little time this morning testing to see if I could get lighting that would be halfway decent. And hopefully you can see me okay, and here we go. So if you have questions, like I said, put them down on the side, and hope that you'll do exactly that. So here's the deal. This is the third week in a row that I've done this, and next week at this time, sometime next Monday, I'll be in Alaska all day teaching another workshop. Thank you. And I'll be teaching a workshop there. So I don't think we'll be doing this live on Monday next week because of the time. It'll be very strange. This is the first time we've done it in the evening. The other time we've done it during the day. So I hope that you are going to enjoy this. So here's the question that I got a few weeks ago that led to the article, that I wrote that was published this morning. And the question reads, what do you do when you have a group of people that work together and have history and don't like each other? Well, it's a good question. And based on the response on our blog today, in terms of number of views that we've had today, people love the question. So, I mean, it really is this question at the end of the day. I have to work with these people. Do I have to like them too? And the answer is, well, no. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to go a little further than that. Let me back up and say that there's a couple of things going on in this question. And I'm going to start with the like, and we'll come back. Here's the thing. You do not have to like the people you work with, but you work with them. So you have a different expectation that needs to be met, and that is the work needs to get done. So let's talk about what you do need to do. But first, let's talk about that word like. So in preparation for writing the article this week, I looked up the word like in the dictionary. I believe I used dictionary.com, and I found 29 definitions for the word like. So that immediately says, okay, that means different things to different people, and so we got to be careful with how we use the language in that regard. But let me say more than that. 29 definitions. None of the definitions I found in my quick look were verbs, which means that they're not even, when the question is used, do I have to like them, which is sort of an action, and none of the definitions are even an action. There are some sort of commonalities among the various versions of the word like. Let me see if I can read these in the light here. Some of the commonalities in the different types of definitions were a similar appearance, a general agreement, or bearing some resemblance to. Here's the problem. Like is the wrong goal. If you've got people who are saying, do I have to like them? I'll say, no, you don't, because that's the wrong goal. Now, there's a related question that we spent a lot of time in my workshop today, as it turns out, talking about, which is this whole idea of leaders and friends and coworkers being friends. And that's not the goal either. We could have a long conversation about that, and there's some points on that on the blog post. But I want to go and say a little more about the like thing. When I read over those definitions, similar appearance, general agreement, bearing resemblance to, I had some thoughts about what's going on in the world today as it relates to people feeling like I can't like them unless they have the same opinions as me. And a lot of things trying to drive wedges between people, and you're either on this side or you're on this side. You either are like us or you don't like us. You either like our opinion or you don't like our opinion. And I hope that sort of divisiveness stuff isn't driving some of the challenges people are having in the workplace. Because that's not what this is about. Again, like is the wrong goal. Friends is the wrong goal. The right goal is effective working relationships. Listen, we're at work, not as a social club. We're at work to get work done, to be productive, to make things happen, to earn our paycheck, to add great value to the workplace, which means that at the end of the day, our role as members of the team should be to create that great work. And to create that great work better means building better working relationships. Now, all of this, I would say, as well relates to us as a leader, because we've got to make sure we've got the same goal. And we've got to make sure that we're making that clear to the team. Listen, this isn't about you guys liking each other. Don't care. It'd be nice, but that's not the goal. The goal is a strong working relationship. So if we want a strong working relationship, it isn't based on like, it's based on trust and respect. And I spent a lot of time in our workshop today with the team, in fact, with the group, in fact, ended the day talking about trust. And that's the key we got to have. Now, let me ask you this. Do you know anybody that you respect or that you trust that you don't necessarily like? You don't want to necessarily spend a lot of time with. You don't want to hang out with. Don't want to have a coffee with. Do you know anybody like that? Bet you do. I know I do. See, the point isn't like. The point is effective working relationship, which means I got to work on building trust and respect with people. So, as a leader, our role is to help people get the right goal here, right? As a worker, as a coworker, as a peer, our job is to get the right goal here, which is an effective working relationship. That's part of your employment agreement, to do good work, to add great value to the organization in which you work. So as a leader, that's what we've got to help people do, is to say, how do I help them build trust and build respect? And that's where I need to focus. One of the folks in my workshop today was talking about little things that they're doing that you might not even think about, but that build trust, that create a little bit of a new focus for the team. And when we can do those things, it'll be super, super effective. Now, before I go, I want to give you the same challenge that I gave my class today. Before I do that, though, let me just say, again, with today and tomorrow, with a group doing the Remarkable Leadership Workshop. And so if that's something of interest to you, say, hey, how can I spend 2 days working on my leadership skills, or maybe bring Kevin in to work on leadership skills? remarkableleadership.com. You can learn more about that. We'd love to talk to you about having you come to a future workshop, or having us come to you. Either way works for me. Happy to do that. remarkableleadership.com. Thank you, Marissa, for putting that off on the side. That's awesome. So here's the challenge I gave my class today, or my work group today. I said, listen, we've been talking about trust. So I want you to spend this evening looking at your world through the filter of trust to see, what do you see, or what do you notice, or what can you learn from the interactions that you have tonight, on the things you watch on television, that show you how trust can be built. Because the focus that we talked about today was that trust is both a noun and a verb. It is something that we do, and it is something that exists. It's a noun because it exists. There is trust on this team. It is a verb because I trust you. It's an action. And so the challenge that I gave them was, the more of the verb we do, the more of the noun we get. So I asked them to spend some time thinking about and watching for great examples of trust building and poorer examples of trust building. What I want to do, or maybe what I don't want to do. And that's what I want to leave you with. See, if the question is, do I have to like the people I work with? The answer is no, I don't, because it's the wrong goal. The right goal is to build strong working relationships. And part of the foundation of building strong working relationships is building trust. And trust is something that we can consciously work to build. And I hope that you'll take that challenge, both as a leader and how you help that expand out in your team, but also in your role as a member of teams too. Make sure you're a person that's working hard to build strong working relationships. When you build strong working relationships, here's what you get. You get higher productivity, you get less stress, you get less frustration, you get less conflict, You get less turnover. And did I mention higher productivity? Lots of great things happen when we build stronger working relationships. It's our job as a leader to build them. It's our job as a leader to help them be created in our organization. That's my challenge for you. That's my hope for you. I hope you've enjoyed Remarkable TV Live on location in Orlando. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you all soon.